Security?
Yes.
Was Johnson wrong to start Medicare?
Yes.
Where did we go wrong? Was Teddy Roosevelt wrong?
Where did we go wrong? I'd start with the Federal Reserve Bank.
Well, how about was Wilson wrong with what he did in terms of reform? The income tax, was the income tax wrong?
The income tax originally, my understanding is, was instituted as a voluntary victory tax.
No, it was instituted as an amendment to the Constitution, direct taxation. Right. And you were against that too.
Yeah, that was later on. That came later on.
Well, it came under Wilson. You think that was wrong? That was part of the loss of our republic.
It would be. There are better ways to do things.
Okay, so we've been on a slippery slope to the loss of our republic, and therefore you brought a gun to a meeting the president held today on health care.
Therefore, I don't know about that. I live in New Hampshire. I open carry many places. As I said, people come up, they talk to you. People here are pretty used to it.
Okay, I want to be polite to you.
I know. We're not in New York. We're not in Los Angeles. It's not like people hit the deck when you walk past.
Look, I have members of my family, members of the NRA. They don't carry guns, but they believe in the right to bear arms, as many Americans do. I'm not against that.
Right.
I'm asking you, what do you bring to this discussion about health care? By bringing a gun and that sign that you quote Jefferson from, what does that bring to a debate that this country's engaged in? And we're looking at your gun right now and your sidearm there. What did you, and it's loaded, you pointed that out. What are you doing to help this debate?
Okay, well, sometimes when people are mired in their position, you can try to pull them out of it a little bit, but sometimes if you show the other end of it, you can pull them a little bit in your direction. Clearly, I'm not advocating violence. Clearly, no violence took place today.
What are you advocating?
Well, I'm advocating an informed society, an armed society, a polite society. That's all there is to it. John Lott has a great study, University of Chicago, more guns, less crime. People should free to.
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming on the show. I think you speak in a different way than most people. I think what the trouble is, you alarm many people to believe that when you bring a gun, violence might be afoot, because they associate a gun with violence and they associate a gun with force. But you say you're not interested in using force to get your way politically. You say that.
For me,
you're not using force.
No, a firearm is a defensive tool.
So bringing a show of force to a political debate was not meant as a violent act.
Not at all.
It was meant as a what? What kind of a demonstration was it? Just to get it clear, I want to let you leave now.
It's just another point. If you don't exercise your rights, you will lose them.
Do you think if there were 1,000 people today all armed, that would have been a safer crowd?
Absolutely.
If everybody had a gun?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much, William Prostic. Thank you for coming on Hardball. Coming up, we'll get other side.
Go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
And guess what this liberal will be all about? This liberal will be all about socializing, would be about basically taking over and the government running all of your companies.
I think when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Isn't it a little racist to call it Black Friday?
I took the initiative in creating the internet.
I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go.
Today we have two Vietnams, side by side, North and South.
Therefore, I believe in white supremacy.
Every month that we do not have an economic recovery package, 500 million Americans lose their jobs.
You don't trust me?
Fallen heroes, and I see many of them in the audience here today.
And it happens to be, as Barack says, a three-letter word. Jobs. J-O-B-S. Jobs.
Proposition 19 won't even legalize marijuana. It will still be legal under federal law.
By saying we will put 2.2 million people to work in the simplest way. We won't hire them. We won't hire them.
I don't know what the term is in Austrian.
Our national interest ought to be to encourage the best and the brightest.
Hillary Clinton is as qualified or more qualified than I am to be Vice President of the United States of America. Quite frankly, it might have been a better pick than me.
I don't know that Hillary Rosen, I know three personally, women named Hillary Rosen, so I'm not sure that those represent the person we're talking about.
A man who will be the next president of the United States, Barack America.
Rush Limbaugh, I hope the country fails. I hope his kidneys fail. How about that? He needs a good waterboarding. That's what he needs.
That John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate.
I know I'm a broken record about religion, but you know, when that stuff is in your head, it just gives you this neurological disorder.
Education. If you make the most of it and study hard, you do your homework, and you make an effort to be smart, you can do well. If you don't, you get stuck in a rat.
God rest her soul, and although wait, your mom's still alive as your dad passed. God bless her soul.
Oh, that's very good, Mr. President.
Move like Special Olympics or something.
Stand up, Chuck. Let me see you. Oh, God love you. What am I talking about? I tell you what, you're making everybody else stand up, though, pal. Thank you very, very much. I tell you what, stand up for Chuck.
It's killer man, in time to seal the deal. One conclusion, kill the double fucking kill.
Like a G6.